Good morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the daily support resistance and pivot levels. It is Friday the 14th of August. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, we're looking at the hourly candlesticks here. It's a bullish start to the morning after yesterday's late rally. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid the pivot at 11,628 to support a run at this first major resistance level at 11,981. Support from the broader market is going to be needed to break back through the morning high and support a run at that first major resistance level. Barring a broad-based crypto rally on the day, first major resistance level and resistance at 12,000 should cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got the second major resistance level sitting at 12,164. A pullback through the pivot at 11,628 would bring the first major support level sitting at 11,445 into play. Barring an extended sell-off through the morning, however, should see Bitcoin avoid sub 11,500 levels. In the event of a sell-off, got the second major support level at 11,091. Looking at the MACDs, we've got that widening of the bullish histograms supporting that late rally from yesterday and early moves through the morning, though we're seeing a slight pullback. Looking at the EMA, we saw the 50 cross through the 200 and narrowing against the 100, supportive of another bullish day ahead. So key through the morning would be to avoid sub 11,700 and that pivot level at 11,628. Moving across to EOS against the US dollar, it's a bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see EOS avoid the pivot at 3.0743 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 3.2328. Going to need to see support from the broader market for EOS to break back through to 320 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, that first major resistance level should cap any upside. In the event of another breakout, we got the second major support level sitting at 3.3262 to cap any upside on the day. A pullback through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 2.9809 into play. Should see EOS avoid sub 2.9 levels. Second major support level sits at 2.8224. Looking at the MACDs, widening of the bullish histogram supportive of the early breakout. And we're seeing a possible bullish crossover of the 50 through the 100 and the 200, which would support a break back through to 3.2s and a breakout from there. So key through the morning to avoid sub 3.1s and the pivot level at 3.0743. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, mixed start to the morning. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid the pivot level at 411.45 to support a run at the first major resistance level at 446.43. Support from the broader market to break out from yesterday's high 43.2.94. So barring an extended rally on the day, resistance at 440 should leave Ethereum short of that first major resistance level. In the event of a breakout, could see Ethereum test resistance at 450 before any pullback. Fall through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 390 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, however, should see Ethereum avoid sub 400s. Looking at the MACD, we saw a widening of the bullish histograms. We're seeing a slight flattening, however, so we are seeing the 50 EMA widen against the 100 and the 200 following yesterday's bullish crossover. So avoiding a pullback through 420s and that pivot level at 411.45 should support further upside and a run at 440s on the day. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP versus the US dollar, bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid the pivot at 28.79 to support another run at the first major resistance level at 30.29. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.30 levels and break out from the early high. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, that first major resistance level at 30.29 should cap any upside. In the event of a continued rally through the morning, the second major resistance level at 0.3107 should cap any upside on the day. Pullback through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 0.28 into play. Barring an extended sell-off through the morning, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 0.29s, however. Looking at the MACDs, we're seeing a widening of the bullish histograms, supportive of the early move, and we're seeing the 50 EMA continue to narrow against the 100 and the 200. So key through the morning would be to avoid sub 0.29s and that pivot level at 28.79 to support another break through to 0.3s and then start targeting 0.31 levels.